All right, everybody, welcome to the huddle. Agency owner, that's what we're talking about today. And I'm going to the whiteboard for some broker updates in a little bit. And for this agency ownership. But hey, if this is your first huddle, I appreciate all of you for being here. I appreciate all of you for saying yes to DAC and coming to the huddle. My name is David Rutz. I'm in the locker room today. We usually have a sign up here that says locker room. I now have it over on my wall over there. That's where we are. We're in the locker room. The podcast room is over there. We're coming here because we're coming from the whiteboard today. And what I want to talk to you about today is agency owner. Huddles are all about all of us coming together to light ourselves on fire to go, right? To get a little more motivated to approach something, or to get a little bit more motivated so we can avoid fear, because usually we avoid fear by not doing something. We want to help you avoid fear by overlooking or changing a perspective in how you look at it. So overcoming the fear. And so that's what the huddle's all about, is all about, hey, it's a checkup from the neck up. Iron sharpens iron. We all become stronger when we come together. That's why we're here. So congrats on being here. Also, we run a play on every huddle. We do a little break, but just like in a football team, you come and huddle up. Or if you're, I suppose, if you're on a dance team, you huddle up and say, okay, let's do this cheer. Our cheerleading team, let's do this cheer. And they break and line up and all do their cheer, right? In unison. It's the same thing in football. You run a play and you're trying to create progress. Well, we're trying to help all of you create progress in your business, right? In your agency. Today's huddle is called Agency Owner. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But before, let's go to our funding story for the day. I need my readers for this. Bear with me 1 minute as I look at the story. HVAC out of Maryland, an HVAC company. We have a lot of success with HVAC companies. The broker's Organic Gold Services. Broker, not sure who that is, but I see they get a few applications a week. So congratulations, Organic Gold Services. I'd love to know who that is, the individual name. If you're on here today, let us know. The client needs funds to purchase HVAC systems for installation. If you're an HVAC company, what is your product? HVAC systems, air conditioners, furnaces. How do you install it if you don't have one to install? So you have to install it and then customers pay you, right? And then you make money. Well, what if you don't have the money to buy the units in advance that you're going to install? Because no one's going to pay you in advance. They don't pay you till it's installed and working, right? So you got to be able to buy the inventory. That stuff's not cheap. Unfortunately, they have poor credit, so they can't get terms from their local HVAC supplier. But they got good revenue and they've got decent balances. The client needed $50,000 so they could go out and buy enough inventory to say yes to some of their jobs and go install those things. It could be generators, it could be furnaces, it could be air conditioners, who knows? They needed $50,000. We got them $50,000. Flex rate, poor credit. We still got them 50K. They couldn't get a car at their bank. Couldn't even get a car at their bank, but got 50K with us at a 1.42 rate. It's not cheap. They're going to pay back 42 of 50, 20 1,000. So they're going to pay back 71. They got 50, paying back 71. The client accepted the offer. Contracts got sent this morning, just came in yesterday. So a 1 day to funding on a high risk deal, get 50K, pay back 71. So again, benefit of the capital, much more than the 21,000 cost. Can't say yes to some jobs without inventory. So obviously the owner's going to make a little less on those installs because they had to pay interest. They had to pay money. They had to pay for the units in advance. And unfortunately, that's what happens in business, right? So we come along now as they do it more and more, the prices will come down, but that's what it costs. So it was still worth it to them. They signed the contract immediately. They're getting the money today. In fact, probably already have it because this came in at 10:32 a.m. So it's been an hour. If they signed everything, it's going to get funded today. It's awesome. Good stuff. Organic Gold Services. Congrats to that Maryland HVAC company. Great job, Bank Breezy team. So there's another story. How do you use stories? You don't just hear stories, right? When you're an agency owner, which you all are, you want to use stories to promote what you have. What do you do, David? I'm in business funding. We help businesses who can't get funding from their bank, but they have opportunities to grow, or they have opportunities to expand, and they can't get money from the bank. We come alongside, get them that money so they can expand. As an example story, I had one company that I'm thinking of. They were a pizza restaurant. They had one location. They were doing well. They wanted to open up a second one. They couldn't get money at their bank. We were able to get them 75,000. They opened up their second location and were able to double their revenues because we got them that 75K. That's what I do. So what do? You talk about the desired outcome. I help people do what? I help people grow. I help people expand. I help people increase profits. I help people what? One of those positive things, who have ideas and opportunities to pursue but can't get money at their bank. Who have ideas or opportunities to pursue, can't get money at their bank. So what? So we come alongside, we get them the money. They then can pursue that opportunity and have that success. That's a analogy. It's a story of what you do. Oh, by the way, as an example, story. Facts tell, stories sell. So what do you do? I'm in business funding. Okay, that's great. That doesn't invoke any emotion. What do? I'm in business funding. I come alongside and I help businesses that have growth opportunities or expansion, can't get money at their bank to fuel that growth. We come alongside and get them that money. As an example, I had a cardboard box manufacturing company, and they had this huge inventory discount they could get. And they would save over $300,000 if they took advantage of the inventory discount. They couldn't get money at their bank fast enough. We were able to come along, got them $250,000 the same day, and they saved over 300,000 on their inventory, their pulp for their products. That's what I do. So you tell what we do and give an example of when we did it. Why do we share these stories? There's an HVAC company as an example. We help businesses have growth opportunities, but can't pursue that because they can't get money at the bank. We come alongside and get them the money at the bank so they can pursue that. As an example, we had this HVAC company. They needed about $50,000 worth of inventory to say yes to some work. They couldn't get to the bank. We were able to get them the 50 grand. Next day, they took that money. They were able to expand their business. That's what I do. That's all we do, guys. That's all we do. Okay. Now, that's your story for today. So, and that's how to share the story, right? You get a story, share a story. That's what we want to do. We don't want to just hear a story, you want to share it. So, today's huddle, find a local leader. You're an agency owner. You're an agency owner. Every community has a few people who make things happen in that community. They're called a connector, right? If you can, which by the way, Chick-fil-A's idea is find a local community leader. You got to be willing to be a local community leader to be a Chick-fil-A. But you are an agency owner. I'm going to be going to the whiteboard during the broker updates with some things for a reason, but you're an agency owner. Do you know what that means? You're not a commission salesperson. You're not a commission salesperson. I don't get a salary in DAC. I don't take a salary in DAC. I only get paid in the same pay plan you do. Do I consider myself a commission salesperson, or do I consider myself a company owner? I consider myself a company owner. And I'm only paid in the same pay plan. This right here, it's the only way I'm paid. In DAC, the same way as you. I'm paid in the same comp plan chart as you are. Right? So do I look at myself as a commission salesperson? Heck no. Nothing wrong with that, but that limits what I am. What I look at myself as an agency owner, and I have a nationwide agency of business funding brokers. And we come along and we make an impact in the community. So we come in and we help businesses who can't get funding at their bank. We come alongside, get them that money so they can grow their opportunity. As an example, same story. We got this one broker who got started named Organic Gold Services, and they helped a client who needed 50 grand. An HVAC company got 50 grand. That's one of our brokers. Agency ownership is not commission salesperson. But if your mindset is, I'm a commission salesperson, you may get some customers, but will you ever build a nationwide impact? Will you ever build a nationwide army of brokers who produce hundreds of clients a year? Will you be able to say one day, I have produced tens of thousands of clients, what our logo says? Do you know I'm sitting in my home office right now, and right over there is a black leather chair that I was sitting in 2015 when I decided to start DAC, and we had funded 0 companies by that point. Now we can say we funded tens of thousands of companies because I built an agency ownership mentality here before I launched it. You got to have that mentality. If you don't have that mentality, it's time to get it, because you know what that can mean for you? You know what kind of goals you can achieve by having a successful agency? A lot more than being a successful commission salesperson. Our compensation plan rewards you very well for getting customers, of course, but you're limited to yourself. When you have a nationwide agency, I got a commission email today. I didn't get a client yesterday, right? I got a commission email the day before. I didn't get a client that day. I got a commission email the day before. I didn't get a client that day. But from that chair sitting over there, I recruited a few people. And I got a couple customers. I recruited a few. And I got a couple customers. I recruited a few. And I got a couple customers. I recruited a few. And I got a couple customers who recruited a few. And now it's a bad week if we don't have 50 new certified brokers join. Right. And all of them could potentially lead to someone recruited Organic Gold Services who got that client today. Someone recruited them. I don't know who. And someone recruited that person who recruited that person who recruited that person. And somewhere in there, it goes to me. Right. And you can do the exact same thing, and you should do the exact same thing. But guess what? It's available for all of us. You don't have to pay for this business. You don't have to pay the support department. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to be the mindset of I'm an agency owner. And then you know what that builds for you? It builds a lucrative lifestyle. So we put here's a couple things. So the play of the day is send an outreach text out, letting people know that we're growing. We're not just growing DAC, we're expanding a local business funding agency. That's what we're looking for. People want to lead local business funding agencies. So you're an agency owner for your town, but you also want to recruit other towns, other people. So you want to start by recruiting some people right in your town who want to help you make an impact in your town. What do? I help businesses who have growth opportunities, or even sometimes in a pinch and just can't get money from their bank, but we want to help impact our local community. I'm looking for brokers who want to help that. Does that sound like something you might be interested in? No. Okay, cool. Do you know anyone else that might be? Yeah, my cousin. Great. Can I talk to them? What's their name? Just spread the news. You're sorting. You're not convincing. You're sorting, finding those who want to do this. All right. So today's play is send at least 3 outreach texts looking for brokers. At least three texts of what I just said. Okay. Hey, I'm expanding our business. Here's an example. I'm expanding our business funding agency in this local area. And I'm looking for a couple people who are, community minded, may want to help businesses in their town, and wouldn't mind building their own funding agency. Are you open to checking that out, or do you know anyone who might be? It doesn't matter how you say it. The example is just say it. My mom today was on the phone. We were talking in a corporate call, and we were talking about what script to use for this or that. And she made the comment, sometimes it's better to not have a script. Just be natural. It's always better to just be natural. Some people want a script to go, show me the guidelines. It's like, can I see the map before I start driving? Okay, I'm going to go there, there. Okay, yeah, I know how to get there. And they can set the map down. They just looked at the map to have a guideline, and then they go. Or sailors chart a course before they go. But once they're going, they look at the course once in a while. They go by instinct, right? Where's the wind blowing? You got to adjust the sails. You got to adjust your sails sometimes too. And I'm not talking about your selling techniques. I'm talking about how you respond to the wind, and just be natural, be neighborly. So you're not pitching people, you're promoting what we do, and you're sorting for those who want to do it with you. Okay. That's the play for today. At least try to recruit 3, send the message out to 3 people today. 3. Okay. That's it. Can we all do that? And by the way, I got on late. Did everyone get on here and say how they got their 5 done yesterday, and they got their 3 done, or you swapped your thing from one to the next? You all said you're going to swap it. Did you swap it? Did you have your swap meet from yesterday's huddle? Okay. So hopefully you did. If not, swap stopping. Swap stopping for starting. Swap spitting what you're going to do and to stepping and doing it. right? Let's do it. Let's do it. You're an agency owner and you're paid on a meritocracy. That means you're paid for the what you create, not what you're capable of creating. You get paid for what you produce, not who your parents are, not the color of your skin, not the gender, not the education, not the type shoes you wear or cars you drive. None of that stuff. The computer looks at none of it. All the computer looks at is who referred the client, who got the funding. Let's pay them. What level are they at? That depends on what they've done in the past. It depends on if they're certified. You know what's great about that? You can't be discriminated against here, and you can't be pushed along here out of favoritism. There's no politics here. There's no politics in this business whatsoever. Be neighborly, care about people, and get out there and make some things happen. That's the divine way of being. Okay, that is our huddle for the day. Play three is what? Reach three about the agency. Reach three about the agency. Reach three about the agency. Of course, do all the other stuff too. That's just the play we're going to run right now today. All right, ready? Break. Got it. Love it. All right, let's move off of that now. We're going to keep the recording going because we're going into your agency ownership here. Am I on screen okay? Because I'm not looking at myself. All right, I got to look at a couple things.
You are and looking fantastic, sir.
Thank you, buddy. I'm going to erase a couple things off here. Spanish customers, Spanish reps. Yeah, okay. I hear the sing. Okay. And I've got them written down there too. Those are some things that are just we're working on right now. The today's to-do list is, we're by the way, we're in Puerto Rico. As you know, we can fund in Puerto Rico now. Not only that, we have Spanish speaking people ready to take care of your customers who are Spanish, but our website is not yet converted to Spanish. It's not as easy as one would think. It's not just create a new page and make it Spanish. There's a lot of forms. The CRM is sending data in and out. There's a lot involved behind the scenes. So it's taken us a little time, but we're working on it. We're hopeful that by December, our goal is December 1st to have fully translated customer sign up for Spanish speaking customers. We can already support them if they can apply on an English site. We can already support them with bilingual people talking and answering their questions. So if you have Spanish speaking customers, they can apply. We can get them funding. We are in Puerto Rico as well. The Bank Breezy website used to not allow you to apply in Puerto Rico. As of today, you'll be able to. It may already be live, but you'll be able to very soon. Tyler, if Tyler's on, maybe you can confirm that if that's live yet or not.
He is not on. I know he had some things he was doing right before we hopped
Okay.
on.
If someone can ping them and say, is Puerto Rico live? So everyone doesn't have to go test it and waste
I'll have
time.
that answer back to you in a second. Yep.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, we don't need to everyone waste time doing a test on it. Okay. So agency ownership. We're going to continue that, but before I do, keep in mind your Bank Breezy website is where you want to refer clients. You don't have to, you can refer them to your DAC, but our model going forward, our entire focus is David Allen Capital is the name of our brokerage, it's the name of our agency. Our funding product is the Bank Breezy funding platform. So it's okay if they go to your DAC site. In fact, as of right now, about 2-to-1, 2 applications for every one in Bank Breezy are still coming in DAC. And we just started promoting Bank Breezy, but already we're getting 50% of the apps coming from the Bank Breezy application page over from the DAC page. So it's already taking some movement. People are already using it. We've got Bank Breezy products, marketing materials going over to the printer. Those should be there next week. But for now, it's all DAC stuff as well. We launched this week the PDF for bank managers. We encourage you all send it to your local bank managers. The way you canvas an area, that's why it says canvas. The way you own your agency. Okay, there's a couple things we're going to talk about today. And cover. I'll just call it cover. Okay. Comp and cover. I know that's not written real well, but that's what that's supposed to be. Okay. Cover is how do you cover your local territory? And comp, how do you get compensated significantly and create a lifestyle with $250,000 in 26? Let's all go for $250,000 in 26. Let's not set a goal for anything less than that because that just means you're staying part-time and not trying. Okay. Doesn't mean you'll make that, but every one of you can. It's just execute the plan that I'm going to show you in a minute. But so just set it, say it, set it and forget it. I'm going for a quarter million and or more in 26. 26 is only 5 weeks away, right? And how do I cover an area? So here's your town. Here's my little town here. And I live over here in this town. Okay. And there's all kinds of towns. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about your little town. And there's where you live, right? But what is this town full of? Intersections and businesses, right? Now, you may say, well, Dave, I live in a rural area and, there's only 7 businesses in my town. Okay, then your town needs to do this then. You just got to go to a bigger territory, right? It's okay. It's numbers of businesses, but let's just, whatever your territory size is, here's your town. How do you cover the town? There's a couple ways. Number one, it's every bank. Every bank needs to know you and needs to know about Bank Breezy. You're not competing with them. You want two things. Number one, you want to know because you're an agency owner. That's what we're talking about today. Being an agency owner, you want to know number one all about their funding products in case you come across a client who is bank eligible and they're not a fit for us. You're going to take care of your town. Taking care of your town doesn't mean you get everyone to get funding through you. Some people should never take a loan. It's like, do you give a homeless person money? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's the wrong thing to do, right? You don't know how they're going to use it. Some people take it and go OD. Other people take it and say thank you and get a meal. You don't know for sure. Sometimes you're going to get someone money who's got a gambling problem and they're going to go get themselves in more trouble by getting the money. So we don't know. We don't judge all that. What we have to do is make sure that we know all the bank managers in our town, every bank. You need to know the business lenders. You need to know the manager. They need to know you. So that's number one, every bank. Number two, every business. Every business needs to know you. Every bank and every business needs to know you. And they need to know you care. If you can do this, you are rich. Know every bank, know every business, and they need to know you care. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to chamber meetings every week now. My goal is to become the most active in my chamber, at least top 10 top active people in our chamber, right? Because I want to monopolize my little town that I'm in. I want to make sure that every business knows me and I know about every business so I can refer them and be neighborly. And I want to make sure every bank manager knows me and knows what I do so that I can refer to them when I know which bank does what. Oh, you like to specialize in SBAs? You like to specialize in mortgages? You love helping businesses who have houses to put up? You don't touch businesses that have houses? Okay. I help all the people you can't help, Mrs. Banker, Mr. Banker. I come alongside and allow you to keep that relationship with them. And the money's going to be deposited into your bank. I know you don't want to say no, but you can't say yes because they're not eligible for your funding. There's government regulations on what you can do. There's certain things you can't do at a bank. We can. We can get them the money. So I want you to know about us, Lisa, Tanya, Steve. I want you to know about us banking community so that when you have a client who you've had for 7 years and you can't get them approved, you don't have to say no. You say, hey, maybe you need to call Dave. He really cares about helping business owners. Every bank needs to know you and know you care. Every business owner needs to know you and know you care. This takes time. I need to buy leads, Dave. Okay, go for it. I have now spent over $130,000 on cold marketing techniques, leads, agencies, call rooms. And you know how much I've made on that 130,000? Negative 130,000. I think I've gotten one client from all that money invested. One. If you're buying leads, stop immediately. Stop immediately. Don't buy them. They're a waste. If you're buying them, 100 other people are buying them. And even if they're exclusive, guess what? They're exclusive, but they got them on Facebook. And as soon as that person fills out a lead on Facebook, what does Facebook do? They advertise 30 other lenders to that person. And that person goes, oh, here's another lender. Let me see what they got to offer. Let me see. And all of a sudden, that same lead that was exclusive to you, Steve, just went out to 20 other companies because Facebook says, I'm going to market to them now. They filled out a bank funding application lead, and I'm going to give them every, because we make money when they click on the learn more buttons. And now all of a sudden everyone's sharing the same lead. It's a waste. Don't do it. Don't hire agencies. Don't hire telemarketing rooms. Don't hire any of them. Don't do it. Hey, I tested it. I tried it. Now, if someone says I'm a good agency, great. Become a broker and do your agency thing with us, and we'll pay you a percentage of all the revenue you create. If you don't think you can create revenue, don't join. But if you can't create revenue, we're a meritocracy. DAC only does revenue on production, not on a nice looking graphic. That doesn't do it. DAC doesn't produce revenue from a lead, from a great Facebook ad. It only produces revenue from what? Funded clients who are cared for. So every bit, don't do it. Don't do it. You own an agency. Don't fall victim to that. Don't be strung out. I tested for you guys, and I'll tell you, we're done testing it now. We're done. Yeah, we've tried the AI stuff. We've tried this, that, the AI agents, all. Don't do it. Don't use any of it. Okay. So every bank, doesn't mean you can't use them to answer emails and stuff. There's things like that maybe, but getting clients, every bank, what do they need to know? They need to know you and they need to know you care. Every business, what do they need to know? They need to know you and they need to know you care. And how big is this? That circle first, and then that circle, and then that circle. And all you do is expand your territory. And that's part one of how you cover an area. So that's number one, cover an area. But it's a lot easier to cover it when it's you and two. So you and two. Here's person one. If you're not taking notes for this, I can't see everyone, but I'm just thinking about it. If you're not taking notes, and you don't already have a nationwide agency, say this is the guy that started from his basement and they funded tens of thousands of clients, and he's telling us right now how he did it. I need to have my notepad out. I need to be taking notes because he shouldn't have to create a template again. He shouldn't have to do this training again. He shouldn't have to meet me one-on-one and cover it again. It's right here. And I can't see anyone, so I'm not thinking about anybody. Okay, cover you and two can cover this a lot easier. So how do you do this? You do what our play was today, which was the play was I'm going to reach out to at least a few people, and I'm looking for people who want to help be an army, part of my army locally in my town. So I'm looking for people. What am I looking for? I'm looking for brokers who want to help this community. What do we want to do? Help this community. And I'm looking for brokers who care about making an impact, care about their community, care about being neighborly. Did I say anything about want to make a bunch of money? Did I say anything about got to be money motivated? Haven't mentioned that at all. Because I've had thousands of money motivated people do nothing. Because they realize money motivated people, it's okay to be money motivated, but you don't make it unless you are purpose motivated in this business. This is a loan business. This is a long tail. You don't make it in real estate being money motivated. No one wants you to sell their home just because you want to make a commission. They want you to sell your home because you care about your community and you love the community and you can't wait to help another family come move into this community. Those are the people who make it in real estate sales because they love their community. And they're not trying to sell a home wherever they can get a listing. They're saying, I'm going to focus right here and be the best at this town. And they separate themselves. So you need one and two. You need 1, 2 right here. You don't have to do this. You can just be a commission salesperson. Go for it. Or you can say, I'm going to blanket this town. I'm going to cover it with me and my team. So I'm going to find 2 people who what? Number one, they care about helping the businesses in their community. Number 2, they're neighborly. They're neighborly focused. They care about this. Where do you find them? Usually living in the community. That's where you usually find them, living in the community that you're trying to serve. And then once you have 1 or 2, now what do? You meet with them and you say, hey, we want to make sure every bank, Dexter, you got this bank? Where? You got this bank? You got this bank? Okay, I've got that. I've already got relationships with that bank. So, but you got that one, beautiful. You'll support that, great. And even if you already know this bank And Lisa, who your new recruit, starts talking to him. Does it matter? Lisa's in your team. Let Lisa work with the bank. If Lisa's got a better relationship with that bank or knows the bank manager, let Lisa be the one to support them. Let Lisa be the one that gets all the referrals because Lisa's in your team, right? So then you got two in your town. You and two can cover a community of hundreds of businesses easily. You and two got hundreds of businesses. You could cover a town with about, no kidding, about 30,000 people in it and thousands of businesses. You and two, because you're going to talk to businesses every day. But the more you have, and what's the plan for Lisa and Tim? What are the plans for Lisa and Tim? Lisa and Tim, we want to have, okay, we want to get you an area here. Tim, you're from over here. There you go, Tim. That's you. Lisa, you're from here. Here you go, Lisa. That's you. Oh, Lisa's cousin lives up north. Here's Michigan. She lives over here, the west side of Michigan, and we're down here, this part of Michigan. Great. Recruit them. And all of a sudden, you've recruited Lisa's cousin who's got that area. You got this area. Lisa's cousin, her ex-husband, or her husband, I mean, is from Mississippi. And so we're going to get Mississippi going because his dad still lives in Mississippi, is retired, and loves helping businesses. And this person's got over here. But what's the plan in every market? You cover it. You cover it. How do you cover it? Every bank, every business. Every bank, every business. How do you get to every business? The easiest way is the chamber. The chamber of commerce. You become a member, you get active in a member, you get the membership directory, and you reach out. Hey, you don't know me directly. I'm also a fellow chamber member. Yeah, I see you own a catering business. That's great. How long you been in business? And yeah, I'm a new member. I just thought I'd introduce myself. What type of catering do you do? Great, in case I can refer some people your way. And yeah, David, what do you do? Oh, I'm in business funding. We come along and help businesses. We supplement what the banks do. Banks are great. They can get you business loans and stuff when you need, but we come along and support all the businesses who can't get funded their bank. Someone's got a growth opportunity or an idea, or even in a pinch and they need money from the bank, can't get it. We come along and help them. As an example, you're in catering. We helped a restaurant who wanted to expand their territory, open some food trucks, and we got them $40,000. They were able to outfit a food truck, and now they've expanded their territory. Literally, wherever they drive it to, they've expanded to. So that's the type of thing we do. What type of catering is it that you do again? You just met, you just planted a seed, you just built a relationship. And all you did was reach out. I'm just introducing myself to others. Why are they in the chamber? To network. What are you calling to do? Network. They're not going to go, why are you calling me, you a salesperson? No, we're fellow network. We're fellow chamber members. Right? It's pretty simple. Now, even if you're not a chamber, because you go, David, I don't have the money to buy a chamber right now. I can't buy the $300 membership, $500 membership, $200 membership. And as a side note, if you buy a chamber membership and you get $100,000 in funding, as soon as you get $100,000 in funding, we'll reimburse up to $500 in your chamber membership outside of your commissions. It's our chamber expansion plan, right? We want you to join your chamber. You got to put the money in up front because we don't know what you're going to do with it. Meritocracy. Are you going to go work it? Are you going to be there networking with people? If so, you're going to do 100,000 in funding. We'll give you $500 toward your up to 500. If it's only 199, we'll pay the 199, whatever it costs you. Okay. So join your chamber, get that reimbursement, go earn it, go help some businesses. Chambers are a good way. Canvassing an intersection. When you got you and two, what do you do out together? You go out together. You meet together, and then they each introduce two. And all of a sudden, you got six people. Two, they each introduce two. That's six. You and six. You get together at Starbucks. You're talking. You're setting goals together. You're going out. Hey, I talked to this business. Yeah. Hey, let's call that person. You want me to call them for you? You start working together. Okay. This is how every business, whether it's Chick-fil-A, whether it's General Motors, whether it's IBM, whether it's DAC, you name it. If they've got more than one location, they duplicated people. They raised up managers. And guess what? Some people are going to be better than you, and that's great. You bring each one reach one, and it's okay. So to own an agency, if you say I'm an agency owner, this is the model. It's aim small to grow rapid. Aim small to grow large. Aim small. So take care, laser focus this area, laser focus this area, and duplicate that right there. I'm there, right there. That is where I'm focused, right there, right there. And someone up there, they get to focus right there. I'm still focused here, and then supporting them as they focus there. If you do that, those who do build the biggest real estate agencies. Those who do will build the biggest insurance agencies. Those who do will build the biggest business funding agency. This is all it takes. Now you go, well, David, I didn't sign up for that. I'm more commission sales. That's no problem. You can be, you don't have to do any of this. You can be a commission salesperson. But next month, you may make zero if you don't get a new client. You build this agency, next month, you're going to have 5 or 10 clients and you're going to override them. Because in our comp plan, remember, it's 40, 42, 45, 47, 50, 52, 55, 57, 60, 62, 65, 67, 70, 72, 75, 77, 80. You can get all the way up to 80% of your own clients, and then you override your whole team. You override your whole team. So that's the model. Y'all got that? Now let's talk for a minute. Y'all got it? Okay. I'm sure you do.
While you're setting that up, David, I got confirmation that Puerto Rico is very live. It is live as live can be.
Amen, amen, amen. Amen. Thank you, Tyler. So sign up some Puerto Rico businesses, clients. By the way, you don't need to focus all your time there. You still focus here. But if you know someone in Puerto Rico, you recruit them. If you know someone in Puerto Rico, say, by the way, we just opened in Puerto Rico. We're looking to help businesses. Do you know anyone who would want to be a broker for us down there? And you recruit someone there. Each one reach one. You don't have to go there yourself. You recruit someone who's there. Okay. So let's talk now the compensation of this a minute. You've got an agency model, your local model, and then you got the recruit someone else and teach them to build their local model. And some people are just going to be salespeople, and it's okay. We talk about the comp plan ladder. It goes from 40 all the way up to 80, right? And there's a bunch of steps in there, right? And as you get more clients, you climb this ladder. This is the percentage you make of the bonus revenue. Okay. Keep this in mind. Whatever level you're at the 50%. If they're at the 40, you get the override spread. So you make this 50 on your own clients. If I'm in your team and I'm at 40 and you're at 50, you make the 10% override spread on my clients. Okay, so $100,000 funding. Let's say it's 8,000 bonus revenue. They're making 40. I'm making 40%. I'm your broker. I make $3,200. I'm excited. I made 3,200 helping this client. You make an override spread, 10% of that 8,000 or $800. 800 goes to you. 3,200 went to me. 100,000 went to the client. Everyone's happy, right? Now, someone's above you. They're getting override spread too. Someone's up here at 60, they're getting 10% on this. Someone's at 70, they're getting 20% on this. So if someone's here, you're here, I'm here, I'm making 40, you're making the gap, 40 to minus 10, 50 minus 40 is 10, you're making 10% of that. And up here, this person's at the 70% level, and you're only at 50, they're getting 20% override on the 800, they're getting $1,600. Do you see how when you build an agency, if you just had one client come in today, you can make $1,600 if you're at the 70% level? Heck, and if you you're at the 70% and you recruit me, I'm at the 40% level. I get a client 100,000. 8,000 bonus revenue. I make 40% of this. I made $3,200. Woo! You get a 30% spread. 30 times 8,000, you made 2,400. Do you need hundreds of clients coming in a week to make big money? No. You just made $2,400 on one client. If you just had 1,000 come in your whole team your whole team do 1,000 clients and you made 2,000 each. What's 1,000 times 2,000? 2 million bucks. So don't think of agency owner as, well, I can make 100 grand as a commission salesperson. You can. But if you had 1,000 clients come in your group that you made 2,000 on, that's 2 million. If you just had 100 come in, 8 a month for a year, and you made 2,000 each one, you made 200 grand. You don't need 60,000 people. You need a couple hundred clients and you're making $250,000 a year. But you got to climb the ladder. You got to climb the ladder so you get these overrides, right? So let's a couple more things. Y'all get this is called override spread. Y'all understand it? Yeah, there's some rules to it. Make sure you understand it. But as you get more customers, you climb this. So you earn, if you're at the 70% level and you go get a client, what do you make? 70% times that 8,000, because you're the client getter. You got the customer, you make 70% of the 8,000. You made $5,600 because you're up there. And you may bump yourself to 72.5 on your next one. And as you get more, you keep going up. Eventually, you get to our max, which is 80%. And as long as you get a client every 6 months, you stay at 80. You never fall down. Okay? So that's the goal. Even if you don't get one every 6 months, you may fall down for override spreads. But as soon as you get another client, boom, you're back up to 80 again. So we do have a 6-month activity goal. You got to at least do $1,000 in bonus revenue personally every 6 months to keep your spot. Otherwise, you fall back down to here until you get another client. Then you go back up. All right. So know that. You want to know the rules, but that's override spread. Do you see how big that could be? A couple hundred clients. Just say this. I'm going to build a team. If we do 200 clients a year and I just make $1,000 override on all of them as an average, that's $200,000 I've earned just in override spreads. With 200 clients coming in this year, if I just made 1,000 on each one, some you're going to make 500 only, some you're going to make $5,000. Depends on how big the bonus revenue is, right? So this can be massively large, much bigger than a real estate brokerage. The override spreads here can be significant. Now, you got to get up the ladder. Now, strategy. What's David Rux's strategy? Well, I got to the 80% level. You're going to too. Don't worry about where you're not yet. I'm overweight right now. I need to get in better shape. You're in great shape. You say to me, David, I don't want to hear you whining about it. Just get in shape. You can get in shape in 4 months. You don't need to say, well, Dave, you've been training, Nick, you've been running and training for 15 years. Yeah, but it only takes you 4 months to get in shape. So don't give me the crap that I've been doing at 15. David, you've been doing this 10 years. Of course you're at 80%. You could all be at 80% in 6 months. So don't say, well, you've been doing it. Of course you're at 80%. That's a whiner's mentality. And whiners are not meant to be in their own business. Whiners are meant to be employees who get paid no matter what, and they can whine and complain around the cooler. And entrepreneurs don't get to do that. Whiners don't get paid as an entrepreneur. You only get paid for production. So the more time you whine, the less time you find ways to win. Do you want to whine or do you want to win? We all want to win, right? So we're going to go get to the 80% level. But even if you're at the 60, even if it's 50, but before I get there, I'm going to show you one other thing. Let's say you're at 40 right now. Is there a benefit to recruit someone? And if you recruit me and I get certified, I'm at 40% level. So what's your override spread? You're still at 40, they're at 40, your override spread is what? 0. Well, why should I recruit someone, Dave, if I don't get an override spread? Well, we thought about that. We thought about that. Or you're at 50 and I get to 50. What's the override spread? 0. You got to stay ahead of me, right? Maybe you got an override spread on this person at 40, but we're both at 50. I'm in your team. You don't get an override spread on me. We thought of it. So what did we do? We created the 5-level pay plan as well. Remember, you get personal commissions, override spread, and 5-level pay. Personal commissions, you climb the ladder, you earn on your own clients. Override spreads, your number minus their number. You get. And then we have the 5-level pay where no matter what, here's you, no matter what, level 1, as long as you're a certified broker, that's it. All you got to do is be certified. No matter what, you make 4% of bonus revenue on anyone you personally enroll. All 100 of these people, or one of those people, you make 4%. So in this example, again, 8,000 bonus revenue. The guy made, or the gal made 40% of that, 3,200. You made 320. You know, when I worked at Domino's Pizza, I didn't get paid anytime someone else who worked for me delivered a pizza. When I worked at General Motors, I didn't get paid every time a car was sold. When I worked at Arthur Anderson, I didn't get paid every time we hired a new client. When I worked at Accenture Consulting, I didn't get paid every time I finished a line of code. Some people go, yeah, it's not 20% over, it's 4% guaranteed. You build, even if you did nothing but recruit 10 people who got a client every month, you're making 4% of everything they do in bonus revenue. No matter what, you can't get cut out of that. And level 2 happens, you get another 2% on the people they refer just by having 3 certified 3 QCBs, they're called. 3 people who are certified brokers who've got qualified with 1,000 in revenue, or it's their first 30 days. Read that in the comp plan. I don't need to confuse you here, but just know that there's other ways to get level 3, level 4, and level 5, 2% on every one of these in addition to the override spreads. So even if you're at 50 and they're at 50, don't say, oh, I'm not getting paid. No, you are. You're getting 4% minimum. And if you've recruited a team of people, you might get a level 2 as well, and a level 3 as well, and a level 4 as well, and a level 5 as well. And you don't even need these if you have a big team through 5 levels, so you're getting 2% of all the bonus revenue. You don't even need the override spread. We've done this full time for 30 years. I've lived in a pay plan for 30 years. I wasn't going to create something that cuts you out. I get paid in the pay plan. I'm not going to create something that cuts me out either. I want to create something that if you, Dexter, get to 80 and I'm at 80, I'm not cut out. I don't get that override spread anymore, but I still get the 5-level pay. And there's a called NMO maker. This is called National Marketing Organization. NMO maker bonus. What in the world is the NMO maker bonus? It says, Dexter, I want you to help get me to the 80% level. Why? Because I'm making 80 now. You don't get the override spread anymore, but you're getting all this on my 5 levels, and I'm producing. And we're going to give you another thing called a 2% leadership bonus through Infinity on my group. So Dexter, we're going to give you 2% on everything David Rutt's group does through Infinity. All of it, you own part of my group with me because you helped get me to that top level. We're going to give you these 5 levels, and we're going to give you 2% through 100 levels down, 200 levels down. It doesn't matter how deep it is. Why? Because you're going to do a lot more volume beyond your 5 levels. I know that because I've built these before. I've built thousands of people in my organization. I've had 70,000 people active, 100,000 people active, 300,000 people active. I still get paid on sales organizations that have 50, 60, 70,000 active people from things I did in the 1990s and 2000s. So I know what it takes to do this because I've done it. I know what it takes to have the right pay plan because I've lived in it. I want you to have the right pay plan because that's how I'm paid too. I care about you. You care about me. We care about the clients. We care about the brokers. We care about our employees, and we care about God. And all of that comes together, and we've got to win. Now, I get excited about this. You don't have to. But can you see why I want to recruit people? Because I want them to have the lifestyle of being able to pay cash for their car and not worry about whether their FICO score is a 680 or a 720 or 210. It doesn't matter when you pay cash. Your credit score won't matter if you're cash flow rich. Just like our businesses who come to get funding from us, it doesn't matter what their FICO score is if they've got a business that's jamming out sales. They can have a 500 FICO score, can't get approved for a starter credit card, and we'll give them a $500,000 because they got a business generating revenue. You get your business generating revenue, you can sell it, you can will it, and you can live a cash cow rich business from it. We're 10 years old already and we're just getting started. We finally built some things that we can scale onto. So, how do you own your agency? You don't just get clients. You got to get clients, but you don't just get clients. You also say, I'm going to build the most active, productive team of community focused, neighborly focused people there is. And I know most won't do it. And I'm not turned off by most not doing it. I don't, if I start a Century 21, I got to know going in, 9 out of 10 are going to get licensed, join, and never sell a home. And I got to be okay with that. And I'm looking for the 10 who will. And I don't know who will and who won't. So I'm going to treat them all as if they're all going to be superstars. I'm going to care about every one of them. I'm going to work with every one of them until they don't do their part. And as soon as they don't do their part, like if they don't get certified, they're not getting my time. 3 hours to get trained and get certified. If you're not going to get certified, you're a referral partner and call support. And you're only going to make 10%. If you get certified, you deserve my time, right? If you don't, come on. Now, when you first start until you're certified, yeah. But if you've been here 2, 3 weeks and you're not certified, you're not serious yet. Let me know when you're serious. I bought a Planet Fitness membership. You're my trainer. Look at my membership sign up. I went there yesterday. I said, when's the last time I was there? 368 days ago. Last time I was there. If you're my personal trainer, do you really want to invest time into me? I haven't been there in 368 days. You don't want to be my personal trainer. You want the guy who's look at the registration. Wow, they signed it. They were here yesterday, the day before, 2 days before that, 2 days before that. This person's serious. I bet if I train them, they'd have a lot of success because they're here all the time. They just maybe they need a little direction. David Rutz, you say you want it. You say you want to get in shape, but you haven't been here in 368 days. Are you training at home? No. Okay. Well, let me know when you're serious. And I'll be able to know that by checking out your sign ins. You let me know when you're really serious, and then I'll devote my time to you. It's the same thing in this business. We're not rude to people, but we aren't going to let them be rude to us and take our time away from our kids, take our time away from our spouses, take time away from our parents, take time away from our other activities, leisure activities, rest and relaxation, football games, tailgating, barbecues. We don't need to give that time to somebody who's not willing to get certified, who's not willing to talk to clients, who's not willing to go through training. Why would you give you can't do that. That's not being a captain of your ship. That's being someone who's stuck on a dinghy floating around with no prop and no steering wheel. It's just, where's the wind going to blow us? Hopefully they do something. That doesn't fly. It doesn't work. You'll never earn a big income doing that. You'll never make a big impact doing that. You'll get frustrated. You'll get frustrated from chasing people, trying to get them to do something they're not going to do. I can't convince people. I can just ask people, what's stopping you? Is there something I can come up with that can help you not be stopped? Can we swap that stop to start? What does that look like? Well, if I had this, I could do this. So you need a buddy. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's team you up with a buddy. Well, if I had this, I could do this. What's that? I don't have a phone. Oh, okay. Well, what if we went out together? What if I picked you up and we went out canvassing together and you don't have a phone and we'll eventually get you a phone? Can you start? I don't want to do that. Okay. So it's not the phone then, is it? So what do we need to swap? Yesterday's huddle was what? Swap meet. How do we swap something they're doing that's not helping them and not serving them to something that does? It's that simple. So what you're seeing on the board right here, what you're feeling in me is someone who's created a big team. Every time I've done this, I've created a big team, right? And why? It's because it's the same thing. It's caring about people and finding others who want to do it. And it's not being held up by the people who don't care and don't want to do it. In fact, it's easier to just care for them from afar, but don't chase them. And then you duplicate it. One local market, do your local market and find others who want to do it. But you gotta, just like you got to canvas through people to become clients, you got to canvas through people who want to be brokers. And if you believe, because you talked to 10 and none of them did it, that this doesn't work, then you don't understand human nature. 10 people who buy a Planet Fitness membership, one is going to go. 10 people get the real estate license, one is going to do it. 10 people join DAC, one is going to do it. Unfortunately, why are we free? Because I don't want to make money on the other 9. That's why we're free. I want to recruit 1,000 instead of 100, and I don't want to make money on 90 of the 100 just to pay my bills and go, hey, well, we're providing you a business. Come on in, give it a try. You can recruit a lot more. Each one can reach one a lot easier when there's no financial investment required. There is a certification required. There is a time commitment required. You got to get yourself certified or you're in a lower pay plan. So that's our sort. That's harder than spending $500. People spend $500 and blow it all the time. How do I know? Because I was in a company that charged $500 and we recruited to thousands of people. And guess what? 90% of the people lost the $500. They didn't do it because they spent 500. So the moral of the story is you're an agency owner. Your agency size dictates the income you make. The agency grows through you duplicating something small in multiple places. And small can be you and two and you and four, you and six people. That's it. In your local town, you two, you four, you six. That's it. You and two, and tell them to do two as well. And now you got six people plus you, and you're getting together regularly and you're getting after it. And then we're going to recruit others, and they're going to, some get clients every month, some aren't. And eventually you're going to have 60 people, but there's only going to be six active in your town, and that's okay. And your town can be 20 miles wide. It doesn't have to be like, one intersection. And this model right here, this is it. Do you stop here with your two? Oh, heck no. I put a post up before I came on. I put two posts up before I came on today at 11:26. We need more local brokers in our town, in your town, who want to help business owners in your town. Do you have any interest, or do you know anyone else who might have an interest in helping business owners in your town? The same thing I put up on the challenge. I put out on my Facebook page myself. And guess what? You know how many recruits I get out of just people knowing what I do? A lot. And so you will too if you just continue to spread the word. I don't know what to do with them, Dave. The good news is you just heard what to do with them. You know how to talk about the business to business owners. You know how. Go through the training. If you're certified, you know what to say. You may not be comfortable yet. I'm gonna end with this and go to your questions. I'm gonna run and go get my power cord because my light's blinking and it's low and I don't want to die here. But I remember my first job. I wasn't comfortable bussing tables. I was 14 years old and I was afraid I was going to spill coffee on someone. It didn't matter. I knew what to do. I wasn't comfortable doing it. I didn't even know how to punch in. I started at 7 a.m. on a Saturday and my mom and dad dropped me off early. Couldn't drive yet. And they dropped me off at 10 to 7 and said, you always want to arrive early. And I walked in the back door. It's hustling and bustling. It's people moving all over the place. I stood by the time machine like this. I'm supposed to start at 7. It's 10:02. I'm just going to stand here until someone walks up to me and says, dude, what are you doing? And it's exactly what happened. A manager came up, David, what are you doing? I don't start till 7. Dude, punch in. Oh, you're paying me for when I punch in. I didn't want to punch in early. You said start at 7. I just wanted to be here early, so I didn't come in late. Punch in. We'll give you an extra 10 minutes of time. Don't worry about it. Okay. Right? Well, I don't know what to do with this loan. It's all going to feel uncomfortable at first. Nothing feels comfortable at first. Nothing does. Expect it to be uncomfortable, but do it anyway. Show up, punch in. If you don't know how to answer a question from a bank, that's a great question. Let me call our team. I don't have that answer yet. That's one I've not heard yet. That's a brilliant question. Not heard that one yet. Let me get the correct answer and I'll get back to you. Don't go, yeah, to act like they know their business and they know if you don't. So it's better to say, I don't know. I'm fairly new. I'm the one leading up this area here, so I'm in training still. Be honest, be authentic, be transparent. They'll love that and they'll refer you business. As soon as you act like you're know-it-all, yeah, guess what they're going to do? Refer you nobody because they know you're going to BS to try to get a commission. Don't BS, be transparent. That's a great question, Mrs. Banker, Mr. Banker. I don't know that yet. Role play with someone first. Role play with your enroller. Hey, let's pretend you're a bank manager. Ask me some questions.